Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Ascendant, and Venus. If this reading doesn't resonate, that is completely fine. You can ignore the whole thing. And also, this is a what might happen before the end of this year reading. So I'm saying might because of, well, mostly because this is a general reading. So some things may be for you, some things may be for other people. So I'm not guaranteeing that everything is for one person. It could be that everything's for one person. Depends how it goes. Also, it could be that because sometimes even if you have a clue of what the future is going to be like, you may still be surprised at the outcome or at what happens. Um, so yeah, I'm just okay. So hopefully that all made sense. And also, please do apply your own like religion or your own belief systems to this reading. I might say something that maybe contradicts your beliefs or your belief systems, and that is completely fine. You can ignore what I said. You can adapt it to your own beliefs if you want to. For example, some people believe in twin flames and some people don't, which is completely fine. Some people have different ideas of what a twin flame is like, and that is also completely fine. Um, and I'm not going to try and like exaggerate anything in this reading. I'm just going to say it how I'm seeing it. So I might not mention, oh, I might not say things like, oh, there's going to be an engagement, or there's going to be a fight. I might not say things like that. I'm saying might because I don't know what I'm going to say yet until I, take a closer look at the cards. Plus, you never know. um, so yeah, I'm not going to like try and force anything so it seems like really dramatic or anything like that. I'm just going to say what I see. So with the Emperor, that already does seem a bit dramatic. Emperor, death, and the Ten of Cups. So for some of you, like some of you may be connecting with an emperor in a set, like it doesn't have to be like literally an emperor, but an emperor is someone who, or typically a leader, I guess. A leader. I was going to say someone who's at the top of their game, and I feel like that applies especially with this kind of emperor on this card, because he has a chess piece in his hand. So someone who's at the top of their game, someone who like maybe has high fire signs in their chart, or lots of, not high but a strong amount of fire sign energy, Aries energy, especially Aries energy with that one. I'd say Aries more than the other fire signs because first of all, the Emperor is more of Aries energy, and you have that Aries sign here. And Aries is the Emperor, and Libra is the Empress, and Aries and Libra opposites. So I feel like this is more Aries, Aries person. So you may be connecting with an Aries person, and likely no. Okay, I'm going to try and read these as a whole, as individuals, and as pairs, and as trios. So a few different ways, because you never know, like readings can come in different styles. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to run about that. Okay, so for some of you, you're just meeting an emperor kind of person. So someone who maybe leads something or has strong Aries or fire sign energy, but likely leads something because this is an emperor. So no, emperor, nothing much else to say. It's an emperor. And connect, and for some of you it's just that. For some of you it's that you'll be connecting with them with this sort of happy family bonding vibes, because this is to clarify the emperor. So you'll be connecting with them, sharing your emotions with them, maybe even I'm seeing maybe meeting each other's families, but bonding, not just in a individual like you and them sense, but in a family sense, altogether sense. So maybe it might not be meeting their family, but meeting like their I was gonna say tribe, like kind of like meeting their pack or their tribe, like meeting their friends as well, and the people they spend their times with, stuff like that. But I am seeing joy with this Ten of Cups. There's joy here. Also, the Emperor sometimes, and I'm not going to get into that because they may not be exactly like the Emperor. Emperor is someone who usually isn't the best at showing their emotions, or generally just doesn't show their emotions much. But they don't have to be like that. For some of you, they may be like that. They could just be an Aries, or they could just be a important figure in maybe their job or something else. An important figure in something, or an Aries sign, or a combination of both. I'm seeing also with Mars, I'm seeing like someone's high sex drive as well, especially because like that Mars energy with Aries, and like you have the planet here as well. There is a bit of masculine energy here, but they don't have to be. Then you have the death and rebirth, clarified by the Nine of Wands. For some of you, you may be the Emperor. I say that because death, rebirth, endings, new beginnings, Nine of Wands, independence, drawing boundaries. So when you have boundaries, you don't tend to let people in. You don't tend to let people through, kind of like the Emperor. Some of you, you may be the Emperor, and you may be spending time with your family, or spending time with someone special, or spending time around children. This is happy family vibe with the Ten of Cups and completion. So you may just be feeling very complete and joyful before the end of this year. I'm saying you may be watching fireworks with someone as well before the end of this year, or on New Year's Day. Because I am seeing like two people watching something. Could be fireworks, could be something else. So you may be spending a lot of time with a specific individual. Could be a friend, could be a romantic partner, could be someone else. Some of you may be leading something before the end of this year, maybe leading a project, maybe leading a group. Some of you maybe something happens where as death, rebirth, especially death, especially if it's an ending. So something happens where you become hard to reach. The Emperor can be quite hard to reach and hard to read as well. Hard to reach and hard to read. With that Nine of Wands, Nine of Wands can sometimes is like the end of a competition or something like that. But I'm not seeing it as I see it in in this one. With this specific deck, with this specific card, I am seeing this as someone who's proud, because like she's looking down on the viewer of the card. She's looking down. So someone who's proud, someone who is independent, who does their own thing, doesn't typically like to ask help from others. Someone who, I'm going to say, stands tall, so they're still proud. But yeah, that like doesn't show their emotions to just anyone. I can't really think of an example. There are a few like film characters that I can think of. I'll just put this down. So I was holding on to my rose quartz because and I just felt like it. I left it by the window during Halloween because it was a full moon. So I left it there for a while, and then I just picked it up today. So where was I? So yeah, death, rebirth. So for some of you, it's more about something ending, and I'm mentioning that death card with this. For some of you, this death doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just how you may be feeling or acting before the end of this year, where you don't accept help from others easily, where you don't let other people into your territory easily, where you're feeling proud of the work you do, or feeling that again at the top of your game, leading something. And for others of you, this death card is signaling an ending to this feeling, or an ending to however way you may be feeling now, before, basically, or now before, which pretends to use. So the rebirth is this feeling for some of you. For some of you, the death is of this feeling, death of this feeling. For some of you, rebirth of this feeling. So the birth of this feeling. And we have resting at the top of the deck. So recuperating, resting, recharging. So others of you, it's more about recharging. Before the end of this year, you'll mostly be resting, relaxing, spending time at home. So in the nest, especially this card, spending time at home with your loved ones. For some of you, on your own. So for some of you, it could be that an individual card has a message for you. For others of you, it could be that all these cards have a message for you. For some of you, it's that a pair of these cards. Just to like clarify why I'm reading these cards like this. So this card is also talking about a change to you. So a transformation, looking into the depths of yourself, looking at your dark and like your bright and dark sides, looking into your own inner darkness, I guess, is another way to say it, and coming out changed, different, with a new perspective of life, with a new identity, maybe even. And with his foot on the chest board, I am seeing like walking your game, so exploring the playing field. Some of you may be actually entering a competitive field, like a business that's competitive. Like some of you may just be planning your business. Just for some of you may have like a business plan. You may start planning it, where you work independently. Also, if you do see another message in these cards, you're free to like take that interpretation instead of what I've been saying. Especially if, like, especially if like none of what I've been saying resonates with you, or it could just be that your intuition is picking up something else that I haven't mentioned. So back of the deck energy, 5 of Cups. So looking at what has fallen rather than looking at what you have. Looking at what you don't have rather than looking at what you do have. I guess that's also like looking at the past and looking at what you could have fixed rather than working on yourself now. So for some of you, that is this energy. So death and rebirth is also working on yourself, changing yourself. So for some of you, this individual card could be the message. Before the end of this year, you may be pushed to look at what you do have rather than what you don't have. Some of you may be looking at maybe the things you've lost, death, endings. So you may be looking at the things you've lost, the things that have ended, and rather than looking at the things that you do have, which is this 10 of Cups for some of you. This 10 of Cups, the things you do have, and then this death, the things that you've lost before the end of this year. Could be pride, I'm wondering. That sounds really negative, but maybe for some of you, losing your pride or ego, having like something with ego or pride. Because again, you have the 9 of Wands clarifying the death card, death, rebirth. So for some of you, it's about not a complete end to your pride, but like something happens that may be a bit embarrassing or something. Then you have the Hangman at top of the deck energy again after this 4 of Swords. So Hangman, yeah, letting go, change of perspective, similar to the death card, change of perspective, and ending to something for something new to come in. So it could be an ending to this for this to come in, this energy. It could be this energy or this person. So an ending to this energy for this energy or this person to come in. Because I think the Emperor can also represent a person, just as the Kings and Knights do. Just real quick, one more card from the top of the deck. Oops. So I dropped a few cards. So now at the top of the deck, you have the Lovers, which this is also there. 4 of Cups. So that's not wanting what you've been offered by the universe. I'm going to stop this soon. So I said something in this reading that made me think of the Hermit card. Can't remember what I said. I think it was like, maybe it was for Capricorn's reading, because Capricorn also had this. So being broken down so you can so yeah, tower moments and having to find yourself, having to look within yourself for something, getting what you want, completion and getting what you want. For some of you, this is a really good before the end of the year. Like really good things will be happening. The things you've wanted may be coming your way, and you may be starting new projects, spending time with family, feeling really joy, spending time with a lover. And you have the 10 after. So lots of joy. Then you have. Now I'm going to stop. I'm just going deeper and deeper into the deck. Let me just pick up what I dropped. So I dropped these few cards. Yeah, these cards. But anyways, I'm going to stop now. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this resonated. Lots of cards here. If you'd like to, you could like, share, comment or subscribe. Lots more I kind of wanted to say, but I think I covered like the bases, like the most of it, the gist. I never really say gist, the gist of it. But all in all, I do see like good things happening before the end of this year for a lot of you, and some changes happening to you basically. Anyways, thank you for watching.